You'll not believe what events have happened for me to get to this point in the video. I've gone outside because it's bright to film and set it up, and the neighbours' kids have started screaming, but so I brought it inside. I set the tripod up, the battery starts to flash saying it's low battery. Right, no worries, puts another battery in, that's dead. Gets my third battery, puts that in, just about enough battery. Starts to go through the demonstration, and there's a drilling noise starts from next door. So that quietens off, just starts recording again, and the memory card pops up saying slow memory card cannot record. I'm like, is this day going to get any worse? I don't know if you can hear the drill as well, so this is going to be a chop and change video as we go along, but we will get through it somehow. Welcome back to another video. So today's, I always start everything with so today's video is going to be installing a Chinese diesel heater into a T5. I'm just going to unbox it, show you what we've got. You may have seen them already on all the videos. I've watched quite a few of them just to get an idea how to fit them, but I'll take you through what we have got. So first of all, it comes with a 10 litre fuel tank. I'm not entirely certain whether we're going to use it. I want to put it into the vehicle's fuel tank because I'm a bit weary of having that in the back and then trying to put diesel in it, because if you've ever worked with diesel or had it and spilt it and put it on your clothes, it does not come out and it stinks. So I'm very weary of sort of filling and bringing cans of diesel into my vehicle, trying to get it into that little hole, but it may be that I have to do. So that's that. Got some foam noodles for free. I'm assuming this is the pickup pipe for said fuel tank. I know you have to do a bit of drilling yourself with that as well, so we'll go through that if we need to do. Booklet to tell you what to do. This is the actual heater itself. Just take these blocks out. Riley, can you do us a favour? Can you bring me a knife out at thingy? Or scissors? Cheers, mate. So this is the heater itself. Oh, that's the display. Comes with a control display, and it comes with a little keyring actually, like a remote control, which would be handy, wouldn't it, if you lay in bed and you just bosh it on. Right, the heater itself. I like the colour of it, me personally. It's quite weighty. There's the exhaust and air inlet pipe and the fuel pipe. So yeah, today I'm probably going to spend the time working out, measuring, having a look where these pipes can come out, where I can fix the exhaust and the other bits and bobs, but I'll get them out now so you can see what comes with it. That's the fuel pump. Then we have this box here, which I'm assuming will have the exhaust and all the pipes. That's it. I'll show you. It's You have like a plate that the heater sits on, like a heat shield plate. More noodles. The exhaust, back box type thing. Exhaust. Air intake. Fuel pipe with loads of piping on, so it's good. These are the ducting pipe. It's obviously an elbow. You have some vents, depending on where you're going to put it. The wiring loom itself. And a whole load of screws, Jubilee clips, cable ties, and fuel filter and the air intake filter, just not drag any particles up. Yeah, the reviews about them have been really good, you know, issues wise, and just unboxing it here, it looks pretty solid. Everything's there, what you need. So on first impressions, yeah, looks really good. So it's whether you can get the fuel pipe. You probably could get it through there, you know. Through that grommet, through there, and maybe I'll put an hole in. Mount this here. Bring the fuel pipe out into the bottom bit, and then just run it down the back of these panels all the way to the end. That might be the plan, you know. That way I don't have to drop a fuel tank and mess about, and you know, if it's here, it's not like fully inside the van. Proper paranoid about spilling this diesel on me. So we might go with that, you know. Just means that when we're fueling up, we'll have to fuel up a jerry can or something. I'll just fuel that up. There is somebody there I'm not speaking to. Nobody. Step in, Cal.
I'll do that. No, I was just going to stand in.
Right, so that's one little section we've perhaps covered up. Now I'm going to have to look at the underneath to see where we can bring out the exhaust. When you come to do your heater install, if you're going to fit it underneath on this side, on this driver's side, I always had the trim all the way along, so you're going to have to remove that. It's a bit of a pain because them screws have been in there a while and they've had a lot of weather pass through them. So it's a bit of a pain, but we managed it. Right, I'm going to take out the driver's seat now, because we've decided that's where ours is going, on the driver's seat. So going with that now. I've had the seat out before, so pretty straightforward really. There's a bolt there, and then slide it forward, and at the back, let's see if you want anything at the back there. At the back here there's another 2 bolts, and then that entire thing will come off and it'll just leave you with a seat base at the bottom. So that's what I'm going to do now. Come out the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the heater now, seat it, and have a look where we can have it. I may, if you just come around here, you can. I have to take that out and put it somewhere different. So I'm going to just make sure that it actually will sit under the chair. Obviously it'll be a little bit lower down than that. It's a pretty good fit. I'm going to need to move these cables. These are for our leisure battery, and I might need to do something with that, but I'm not entirely certain. So what I'm going to do is get the rubber matting cut out, and then it comes with a plate Just put the plate in, see if we can smash some holes in, which is always fun. Just going to get you back up to speed, because if you would have noticed in the last video I probably had my shorts on. It's a week later now. What happened was I started to fit the Chinese diesel heater. I cut out the holes for the air intake and the exhaust. Now I always had my fears that it may not, once I sit it on top of the position under the seat, the vent where you clamp on with the pipes, they may not come enough through the floor, and I may not have been able to get the pipe clamps on. I always knew that was possible, and that is the case. I sat it on it, and the yeah, they wouldn't come through. I'll show you now what I mean. So what I've had to do is I've had to order a turret plate. I don't know if you've seen them. So basically, instead of what I've got at the minute, these holes cut into the floor, it will have this hole cut into the floor. That will sit on top, and then the heater will sit on top of that. So it's a little bit more work, but I always knew that it was possible that I would have to do this. So I didn't just put the holes in and then go, oh my god. I sort of knew I may have had to do it. So that's where we're up to now. I'm going to carry on and get this fitted. This is where we're currently up to. What I've had to do, as you can see the previous holes there, that's what I meant by, so I've cut that through, sat the heater in, and then realised that these, can't see me, I realised that these aren't long enough to get the clamps on through there. So we've drawn round the marker. It did have, which I'll show you now, it did have this attached underneath there. I've had to remove that by removing the seat, and I've just sat it back in just to make sure nothing's getting in the way when I'm going to cut this hole. So that's what we're up to now. I'm going to cut this massive hole out now, which is a very big worry, but we're going to get on with it anyway. Here goes nothing. Should have switched on. Take two on that. Even filming. So the hole is done. I'm just going to, underneath there's some exhaust heat sealed. I'm just going to have to trim away. I'm going to cut that out. And that obviously just sits in that hole. We'll fix that down. And then the heater will go on top of that. Right, it's got a bit colder now. I've got the hoodie on. So I'm just going to mark out for these holes now and then fix that down. Let's try the first one, see if that goes in. It did, but it moved a bit. Okay, so this was originally inside here on a bracket. What I'm going to have to do is mount it on the outside. So I've just measured between there and there. I'm just going to drill out 2 holes and then just reposition it with the original screws, because it's got a 2 threaded grommets in there. So and secured there now. Tidy them cables up at another time. So I'm just going to sit the heater in now.
No.
Right, once you've got your heater sat on the plate, you're going to have to go underneath. You want to get oneself under one's van. It comes with 4 of them. It did have 4. Anyway, it's on the floor there. And then tighten it up, and then we're going to proceed with the exhaust and air intake. Hi, join me here in my van. It's a very awkward position to be. If you can get all the ramps or axle stands or anything like that, I would definitely advise that. But basically, that's where we're going to put the 4 bolts on them 4 screw heads. I'm going to just tighten them up, and then we'll go about getting the well, I'll probably put the sealant round first. I've got some exhaust sealant to just put round where the pipes come out, and then we'll go about putting the Jesus Christ, we'll go about putting the exhaust and air intake on. As you can see, I've fitted the air intake and the exhaust. I brought that out, mounted it there. The air I've taken the other direction, mounted it there. Right, that's going to be it for this video. We've pretty much gone as far as I can. It's going to be maybe a 2 or 3 part video. The next section is going to be running the fuel pipe into the top of the fuel tank, but I definitely need to get it higher off the ground for me to do that, so I'm going to do that as a separate video. And then we're going to box this area in to cover all these wires in the back end of it, so I may do that as a separate video as well.